Alright, Auto Recyclers fam, we got the Trutle in the shop today. We was outside playing with it. I had to get the boom down, and as you can see now, we got the boom down, we got the wheel lift put away the way it should be, and that's good enough to get us into the shop, and then we can start working on it. So I'll run you through what we did. Alright, as I was saying before, this is how the truck should be put away, and this is how it should sit. This Dynamic 701 bed is designed, you fold the wheel lift up like it is here, you retract it all the way in, and you have the wheel lift arms in closed position, and it should set here, and that's how you should travel down the road with it. This truck has had a rough life for as few miles as it has on it for a wrecker. The wheel lift head here is bent. And you can see it's kind of stretched out. This one's bent down here, this one's bent here. It's wore really badly through here, and that's from putting it down on the ground and then backing up to a vehicle, and it wears it off. It's got some bolts to keep it from bending, and there's still one in here. This one right here is broke, and that's what's left of it. The ball for the hitches wore up about halfway off. And that's all from just dragging it on the ground and doing stuff you probably shouldn't be able to. There's bolts that are wallered out and no good no more because it's been used wrong. We got the winch cables out. They were bound up inside the head up here. And it's because I think they had it too tight and they were using the winch cables to pick the boom up, or I don't know. For some reason they retracted them all the way up into the head and had it bound up real good. So the other problem we had was functions were not doing what they should have been on the controllers. We got the controller back here. Controller back here that controls, and it's on the cord, you can pack it off. This controls the upper boom. We have left and right winch in and out. We have boom up and down, and we have extend the stick in and out. So that's all the stuff for the upper boom here. And when you push left winch in, it would raise the boom. When you did boom down, it would lower the boom. When you did boom up, it would retract the winch. There was a whole bunch of weird stuff going on here. Like some of the functions were backwards, that sort of deal. So we got into this panel here, and I had Tyrone out here with me, and we started playing with it a little bit. And we realized everything was working, it just was going the wrong directions and doing the wrong things. Well, somebody had got in here and swapped wires around to different things. And so it was having a problem. So I had Megan help me, and we went through it, and we tried each function, and we troubleshot it, or you used a test light to see which button did what. And then from there, we figured out which bank did what. And then from there, we plugged them in appropriately, and now all of the functions are working. And I drew myself a little diagram here of the left bank, because this diagram here is for the right bank. The other problem we were having is we couldn't get the wheel lift to fold out. And since we couldn't get the wheel lift to fold out, we couldn't get it to, we couldn't get the boom down, the upper boom down. We couldn't get a whole lot of stuff to go the right way. We couldn't get this straight, it was up crooked. So we couldn't get it folded up to where we could get it in the shop. Well, when we got into the wiring, I come to realize when I started tracking all the wiring down, is this yellow, this green, and this black wire are the fold bank. And both of them were hooked to fold up. So all it was doing was trying to fold up. It wasn't trying to fold down. And so once we put it on there, it folded down just fine. It does have a bit of a problem folding up after you get it all the way down, but I don't know if it's just stickiness. I don't know if it's, we got to check main system pressure and a few other things to make sure it's right. But overall, everything does function the way it should on this truck at this point. And so we got the boom put away, got everything else dealt with. So that's good. Now we're getting ready to take it apart. So I showed you guys the wear on this. This is bent, and you can see the pin is not lined up at all really with the hole, because this head is basically just flopping around on there. It's kind of just barely held on there right now. So what we'll end up doing tomorrow is we will fold this down. We will get this pin out of here. We'll take these hoses loose here. They run up here. And then this tube's all bashed up, so we're gonna have to cut into that carefully without knocking our hoses off, so we can get the hoses back out of here. And we're gonna replace this tube. But once we get the head off of here, then we can start working on the head. We're gonna get another pin, get a new bushing, probably build a bushing, maybe build a pin. We'll see how it goes. They want like $300 for the bushing or something like that for it out of Dynamic. So I'm not gonna do that. We'll build one. We got to do bolts in here. These bolts here. We're gonna check clearance before we pull this head. I mean, it probably, I don't know. We'll see how hard it's going to be to check clearance, because it's kind of weird, because nothing's really on there right. Everything's crooked. But I'd like to go with bigger bolts right here to try and hold this together better. We can't put, weld steel in there, because we need that room to be able to get into the hoses that are up in there. And so, the one bolt's broke, and it probably lasted quite a while. But still, I'd like to make it better, tougher, stronger. We're gonna put new wear strips in here. We're probably gonna cut this out and replace it, because it is bent out a ways, as you can see. So we're probably gonna go in and cut this out, replace it. At the very least, we're gonna get it back flat again, but I'm really thinking about going in, just cutting it out and replacing this chunk of steel here, and with a flat piece, and then we'll put a wear strip on it as well. And then we'll come down here and we will put a wear strip on this too. And that way we're not gonna wear into the new ball we put on it, and we're gonna put a interchangeable ball. But as you can see, it's worn off really good. And so I think even an interchangeable ball with just the stud sticking out will be able to be rubbed on. So we're gonna solve that problem too. We just got a lot of rebuilding to do on this wheel lift head. After that, we got some cosmetic stuff with the bed side on the passenger side that had been hit at some point. Right here and right here. It's ugly. I don't like it, but it doesn't stop function. So we'll kind of save that stuff for last. We want the truck to be 100% functional. I'm way more function over beauty for sure. But I mean, I do like stuff to be looking nice. We're gonna go through the boxes and clean out all the stuff that's in them. I think that's spare parts, a toolbox, some jumper cables, some of that stuff. I did find one of the straps in the toolbox. The other strap looks like it's probably failed and been tossed. We'll probably buy new straps for it anyways. It doesn't have any chains on the truck that I seen at all. I'm not sure what this unit is here. I asked Tyrone, he said he wasn't familiar with it. So I don't know if it even goes to this truck. Flags, triangles, that sort of stuff. And then pretty much a box of nothing. The other thing we got to do is we're going to do the work lights in LED. We got to order up another light bar for it. And we'll probably order up a really nice LED light bar just because I like my trucks to have that. But yeah, it's going to be a bit of a project to do this, but it's going to be a hell of a truck. The other thing I was looking at and doing research on was the park brake situation with this thing. It is kind of an abomination. I guess I talked to Sheridan Norberg about it. He had some experience with it back in the day, and it is a electric over hydraulic over mechanical park brake. And this truck, I did check it, does not have park. Some of these transmissions in these medium duty trucks came without park, and that's why it has this automatic special magical park brake system that I guess was pretty synonymous for not doing what it's supposed to. So I think we're going to take it out and put a mechanical park brake in it. I think it's just better, way more reliable. That's what our manual transmission trucks have, and it works good. So I think it's probably the best thing for this truck is to put a mechanical park brake in it, just because this electronic setup is just not as reliable as we wish it would. Googling it on the internet, it sounds like it was just a whole bunch of problems. Like, it was notorious for having bad problems. So we're going to do something about that. But the first thing I usually do whenever I buy something or a piece of equipment or a truck or whatever is we take all the stickers off. This one's kind of partially off there. We got 24-hour here. There's some remnants. This probably said fire extinguisher inside, would be my guess. So it's on the other side. Yeah, 24-hour, still says 5-star. But another thing we'll do before we let this thing back out of here is we're gonna do some patchwork on the fender stuff. I have some really good stuff that I use to do this, and it will be awesome. I'll have to order up another hood latch thingy. But yeah, we'll get the fenders patched in to where they're definitely a lot more solid than what they are here. I have a really neat tool to take off stickers, and so I'm going to grab that, we'll get it set up, and then I'll show you how it works. I'm pretty famous for buying cheap tools, or inexpensive tools, I guess. I have no need, I guess, or want to spend money to buy a name. And so the thing is I buy a lot of Harbor Freight stuff, I buy Craftsman, I buy tons of stuff like that, because the quality's there, and what's the point? I mean, I'm just spending money to spend money. But there are some things that Matco, Snap-on, some of them guys do or sell. There's really good stuff. This one happens to be one of them, and I'll show you. This right here is a Matco Tools, I don't know what they call it for sure, what the name of it is. It's a 1/2 horsepower series, whatever. But up here is the magic part of it. They have a sanding drum for it, there is a wire buffer drum for it, and this is the eraser drum for it. And this thing takes off decals and stickers and stuff like that. It does really good. It's kind of loud, but it works really well. This wheel right here I've had on since I got it, and I've done a bunch of stuff with it. I've took off pinstriping, I've took off like the sticker pinstriping, I guess. Decals on pretty much all the trucks I've ever bought. I've just done it on a bunch of stuff. When I take off chrome and moldings and they have that adhesive and stuff, this will take it off too. It works great. And so I can't say good enough things about this. If Chinese or Harbor Freight makes a knockoff tool that does this, I'm down for it too. But the Matco one does work flawlessly. I've never had a problem with it. I've had this thing for like over 10 years, and it works really good. So I'll show you how it works, and then we'll go back to a wide shot and I will get to work on it. So basically, it's gonna be loud. It's what it is. All right, and at this point it's just a little bit of adhesive left. You can take a carburetor cleaner or mineral spirits or whatever the heck the deal is and get it. It just kind of depends on what you're erasing. This wheel is getting pretty old too, but it just depends on how it works. But sometimes you'll have some adhesive, sometimes you won't. A lot of times if you let it cool and then go back over it, it'll do it good too. If you get too much heat, it'll make the adhesive come out. But it works that fast. And that was one-handed. It's pretty awkward. When you run it at two-handed, it's a whole lot better two-handed. So we'll go back to a wide shot, and then I will work on getting all the stickers off this thing, and I'll show you when it's done. you guys can see we got all the stickers off of there. Now I'm going to grab some cleaner. This is where the paint is flaked. You can see the black door here. It's, you know, the paint's flaked off of that too, but it's really hard to burn through the paint with it. And that's the great part about it. It's really easy to use. A lot of times you can use a product like WD-40 to get that adhesive off. I'm not too worried about this door. So I'm using a little carburetor cleaner. But I'm spraying the carburetor cleaner onto the rag and not the door itself, so I can control how much is on there. It just works a lot faster. So as you can see, we got the adhesive cleaned off of there, and there's still a little bit of places on the door I missed there. So I don't know if you guys can see it, but there's still some outlines of where the stickers were, and that's gonna just kind of be life, really. As bad as that is, you know, whenever you put something on there that the paint wears out around it or it does stuff, it leaves impressions of the sticker. But overall, it's pretty good. I mean, from a few feet away, you couldn't see it. And then down in here is places I missed because they were kind of in weird areas. That one just, I missed it. And a few other little ones I missed with the eraser. So I'm gonna go over that real quick again, and then we'll be back with that. So we're back again. I just cleaned that off real fast. It was no big deal. All right, so we got it. There's a dent in the door. This door's been replaced at some point in time. I'm pretty sure of, because it looks like it's been painted or touched up or a whole bunch of weird stuff. And it's got a ding in it or dent or whatever you want to call that right there too. I don't know if we're gonna keep this door or not. We may. I mean, for right now, it's all right. It works. But we got the sticker off there. Everything looks good. It's fast. I mean, that eraser is a really good investment. I bought it years ago. I don't remember why, but it's really hard to burn through the paint with it. Like, I can't say impossible because one of you guys will like go out and prove me wrong kind of thing. But overall, I mean, it's really tough to screw it up, and it works really good. So we'll just keep going on it and get this truck all cleaned up. All right, we're back. It's been a couple minutes, and I'll show you where I'm at now. So 24 hour is gone. We're gonna clean it all up. Basically, this is what the eraser leaves. And as you look at it, it really ain't changed the eraser at all. So that's the great part about this is it peels right off there. I'll clean the adhesive off with some carburetor cleaner. Any spots that I need to touch up, I will. But simple, easy, no big deal. Doesn't hurt the paint. As you can see on there, that door's been painted with about, you know, the cheapest paint out there, I would bet. And it didn't hurt that at all. So we'll clean this up and I'll show you what it looks like now. All right, here's what it looks like now. There is a little discoloration around in here, but I don't know if it's really from the decal because that's above the decal. It could be. I mean, that's the thing, is there's ghosts always every time you remove a decal. But overall, I mean, from a couple feet away, it looks perfect. I mean, the rest of the truck looks worse than that. So it's amazing to remove decals with, and I definitely recommend getting one. I mean, they work good. I'm happy with it. If you think you're going to be doing quite a few or even some, or have one big project, it's worth it. So we'll move on to the next one. So here's this set from Matco. I figured I'd show it to you before I put it away. It is the Metal Blaster kit. It's got the wheel on it for the, I don't know, scrubbing stuff off there. Here's another one of these eraser wheels. This is what the new one looks like. That's what the old one looks like. And I think I've used most of the good out of the old one, but I say that every time I do that. And then I've got a couple of the wire buffer wheels for it. And it works good. I really recommend it. It is awesome. It is worth the money. All right, Auto Recycles fam, I'm back. It's not tomorrow, but it's like 2 days after tomorrow in this video. But I figured I'd give you guys an update on what's going on and where we're at. The chaos that is my life is running strong lately. So I figured we'd do a little work on the Turtle, maybe get it serviceable and be able to do, you know, some towing with it. The day after the video I shot this, I was going to go do some more work on the Turtle. I hopped in my 2006 F650 rollback and fired it up, went to run into town with it real quick, and it wouldn't shift. It was stuck in second gear. Speedometer didn't work. So basically it turned into a bit of an emergency because I love my rollback and I need it to be up. So instead of working on the Turtle, we put it back together, good enough to get it out of the shop, It really wasn't a part. It just had the stickers off of it. So we pulled it out of the shop. We pulled my 2006 F650 in the shop, and we are currently working on that. As soon as that's done, I mean, I have a million things going at the same time. I got, you know, a decal company building decals for the doors on the trucks. I needed to bring my truck in anyways and go through it for yearly inspection. We did the Dodge. I'd like to have the Turtle inspected this year, but I don't know if we will, or at least, you know, in the next, you know, month or so. We'll see if we get the Turtle inspected. I don't think it's going to make it, but it's not a big deal. We have 2 other records besides it. My F650, it always needs to pass inspection. That's the truck I never have to worry about, and turns out that's the one I should be worried about because that's what we have for a problem right now. So the Turtle's put on the back burner, at least for the near future, which I don't think it'll break anybody's heart, really. I mean, it's a neat truck and stuff, but, you know, it's kind of a side project. There's other stuff we need to get done before that. I'd like to get on the off-road wrecker. As soon as the rollback's out of there, I think we'll start back in on the off-road wrecker, or the off-road truck. You know, we're not going to make the off-road wrecker games or the off-road games at all this year. But I don't know, we'll see. We got some other exciting stuff coming down the pipeline. Working possibly with some other bigger YouTubers. Maybe make some videos. We'll see how that pans out. You know, you know, in the auto parts industry, you know, we sell parts to a lot of these guys, a lot of the shops, a lot of that stuff, and that's kind of the driving force behind the YouTube channel, is to, you know, it was kind of, you know, talk to them guys, and they recommended it, and so we decided to go along with it, and it's been fun. We're learning a lot. But yeah, here coming up probably this summer, maybe spring to summer, we're gonna have some guests out here, and it'll be a little fun. I think we're gonna, you know, see what we can do. But that's just a little teaser for right now. So basically, the Turtle got put on the back burner. My F650's in the shop. We'll probably do a video on that. I've had to wait for a wiring diagram. For some reason, my Fuse 31, which is the TCM fuse, doesn't have power on it. And so I need to track that down and see. We have some evidence of some mouse problems. I don't know if that's really the problem or if we got a bad fuse block or whatever, but we'll get into that in another video. But I figured I'd let you guys know. I'll put this video out, and you know, I want to show a good representation of what is our life around here. It's chaos. It's messy. You know, stuff doesn't get done in nice order. We don't run, you know, a YouTube shop. We run a production shop. So, you know, when our tow trucks are down, we gotta bring them in and get them working. And you know, it sucks. And it kind of sucks for you guys because we get started on a project and you guys like it, and then, you know, we have to pull off of it for a minute and do some other stuff to be able to pay the bills. But, you know, we're definitely thinking about it. We got it planned out. You know, we're trying to stay up with it. But I figured I'd show you guys this video. Most of the time I would just kind of hold it until we did some more work on the Turtle and then incorporate it. But, you know, it's our life, and it's everybody's life. I mean, you know, people, you know, you run into problems, you have setbacks, you have stuff come up like that, and we want to show that, you know, it's okay. It's okay to backburner a project for a little bit and have to do other stuff instead. But I want to let you guys in a little bit of the behind the scenes stuff, that, you know, stuff doesn't go as planned, you know. But we work with it. It happens. So I guess for this video, thanks for watching, and we'll see what the next video is. It's probably going to be the F650 because we got that in the shop right now, so we might as well do a video of all the work we got to do on it. So again, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys tomorrow.